against the blitz. He's going to be sacked. Chris Jones comes off the right side. Right side throw. It's caught. 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown. Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, and it is good. Here comes a rush, and he's going to go down. George Karlaftis.
Many thought it's the biggest game in the NFL in Week 4. 2 1-2 teams that aren't used to being 1-2, and the Chiefs nail the Baltimore Ravens 37-20. How sweet was this victory, and to do it in all three phases?
What a perfect day. This was about as dominant and complete a Chiefs victory we've seen in some time. It's the most points the Chiefs have scored in a single game since that win over the Bears 2 years ago. And to do it against this Baltimore Ravens team, I get that they're beat up right now. It's still the Baltimore Ravens, still a team fighting for their season. What a statement win by the Chiefs here today.
We're going to talk to Leo Chenal later in the show. But in talking with Spags and the players this week, could you get just a few stops, maybe a steal, that Ravens hadn't turned it over? In this game, 10 possessions, 6 either stops or steals, 2 takeaways, and 4 stops, including 3 fourth-down stops. What about this defense?
It was incredible. And, you know, at the national level, people will say, the Ravens are beat up. You know, the Chiefs shouldn't get that much credit for this win. The Chiefs just held the #1 scoring offense in the NFL to essentially 13 points. I'm throwing out the touchdown at the very end. This Ravens offense was scoring at will this season. Yeah, they were 1-2, but they were near the very top of the league in just about every offensive category. Lamar Jackson led the NFL in just about every offensive category. Hadn't turned it over so far this year. What do the Chiefs do? They only hold them to 13 points here in this game and let the offense do their thing on the other side.
We'll also talk about Chanel's pick later, but that's a gigantic play. They go right down the field and get a touchdown. You think they're headed for a 40-burger, and to flip the game like that play was enormous.
Well, yeah, it was huge. Think about it this way. So the Ravens scored on that opening possession. The Chiefs outscored Baltimore 37-6 the rest of the way. But at that juncture in the game on Leo's interception, the Ravens were moving right down the field, about to make it 14-3. The world looks entirely different if it's 14-3 Ravens. Well, instead, the Chiefs get the ball back, go down, kick a field goal, I think. And, of course, the 4th down stop later on in the first half was huge as well. Completely changed the game.
Also big for the offense. We're going to get to that a little bit later, but let's now go to the podium.
All right. I don't have a whole lot to tell you about the injury part of it. I think we came out fairly clean there. My hat goes off to our fans for the job they did today, man. They were unbelievable, loud, aggressive, and we appreciate all that. Also to the Ravens and John, you know, he's got a team that's a little bit banged up right now, and he's battling through that. But put up a great fight today, and I'm glad things worked out, obviously, the way they did. I was proud of our big guys on both sides of the ball. I thought they played well, and they knew coming into this game here that it's always going to be physical. Doesn't matter who's playing on either side, but it's going to be a physical game, and I thought our guys stepped up and came through in that area. Pat had a big day. Good to get Worthy back in there in the mix. He had a big day. Kels, likewise. And Pat hit a bunch of different receivers, which I think was a positive, and the run game got going, with Pacheco. So all in all, a good day offensively, and then defensively, I thought right from the get-go, after that first drive, that we just put our foot down. Spags had a nice plan there, and the guys executed. It was great to get Chris back. His aunt died, and it was good to get him back here, most of all to celebrate her life and then work his way back, wanting to be here with his teammates. Leo interception was incredible. Just as being a football fan, that was an incredible play. I'm proud of him and the job that he did. And then holding Derek to the yards that we did, he's a beast, and we were able to take care of him there. So, and then special teams, I thought all the way around, special teams was good. Butt missed a 56-yarder, but that's 56 yards, So we've gotten spoiled, but he's fine, and we'll get right back in the swing there. He did with the last two. So I think I hit everybody. So time's yours.
Andy, a lot of things that made the offense go better, but I wonder if you could elaborate a little bit on Worthy and what his presence does to change the dynamic a little bit.
Yeah, well, I thought Matt used him the right way, and put him in great positions, and then Worthy didn't flinch at all. People were worried about the shoulder and so on, but right from the start, he gets the first play and goes. And that's the way he's approached his rehab and everything else. And I'm glad he came out, healthy. But I thought the way Nags used him was smart job there.
It seemed like Patrick was especially in the zone today, I guess, for lack of better terms. What do you think led to that?
Yeah, I think having all those guys there that helps. I mean, you start getting guys back in there and mixing it up. I thought the offensive line protected him, well for the most part. So he feels good.
Andy, go ahead.
I was going to say, were you confident Chris was going to be here in time? And I guess it came down pretty close.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, listen, he had to do what he had to do there. I mean, that's not something you plan on or anything else. So you take care of that first, and then the game kind of comes secondary, when you start dealing with life and death.
Andy, just from a managing the situation perspective, like, probably didn't know exactly when you get here.
I knew when he was going to get here. Yeah.
But have you had that happen, that kind of late arrival under these circumstances before? And is there some guessing game a little bit? And how much?
Yeah, you just hope there's no mechanical problems that slow the plane down from taking off. But I mean, he had it all worked out, and Brian Schaefer did a great job with it, organizing the whole thing and making it work. So.
Coach, you mentioned Leo's play. It seemed like a big momentum play too.
Yeah, it was big. I thought it was just all the way around, momentum included. But I mean, spectacular play. Period. Athletic.
And he's shown you the ability to catch the ball before. I know he hadn't gotten an interception before, but it's a difference.
Yeah, not with one hand. So yeah. Sometimes he struggles with two hands, but this was a good one. This was a good one.
Coach, when you have all the guys back, does it really open things up for everybody?
Well, it did today. So the speed was good, and Pat's got trust. He's developing. I mentioned that he's developing more trust in 5 and more trust in 80, and so now you add one into the mix who he's already got time with, game time. I think that's important. So I think that just kind of brought it together, and they fed off of each other's success there.
Coach, Rashawn Smith got more touches today. What do you see from him in the running back room?
Yeah, we've been trying to increase some of his play time. He's got a lot of talent, so we're working him in different spots. We were able to get Royals in, too, a couple rookies. Brett's done a nice job with these rookies that are playing in the game. We've got a few of them. So, anyways, yeah, we're just giving them a little bit at a time as we go.
You're not a big individual sack. Pat was the youngest player to get to 250 touchdowns.
Yeah, phenomenal.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That's incredible. Whatever you write good about him, he deserves, man. I'm gonna tell you, you can give him everything. That joker is unbelievable. We're lucky to have him.
But you mentioned the yellow line. It's looking pretty clean, penalties and stuff like that. You get back and grade everything, but that's kind of the progress you've been looking for throughout the year.
Yeah, listen, you've got to be able to do that to play against this team. You've got to be able to handle the front part of it, and I thought the guys did some good things. I'll go back, look at it, and see what was real and not real, but I felt pretty good coming out of it. But we'll see.
By extension, short yardage situation seemed to be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Offensive line.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were getting after it a little bit up front. So it's great competition. These two teams. Yeah, I mean it's the competition you love. I mean that's why we're in this thing. So.
Ravens came in scoring at least 30 points game so far. Can you say that Steve's plan?
Yeah, he had a great plan. Great plan. You take that first drive out, and then that last run. I mean, and he had a good day. So I mean, he got so mad after that last run, he about jumped out of his shoes. So, but he's and his coaches too. I don't want to slight the guys either, but they've all done a nice job there defensively, and I'd say the same thing with the offensive guys and special teams too. So, all right, great.
Wait a minute, was that a DB covering that down the field? No, that was the Grantsburg Pirate, Leo Chanel, covering Mark Andrews down the field. What a big interception. Walk us through that play, the coverage, the call, and the completion.
I mean, that's a fat DB running down there. I don't know. We dialed up a pressure that, we were talking about earlier, dialed up a pressure that we haven't really called in the game yet. guys executed. Drew went. Nick had a great hug rush on the back. So guys are getting good pressure. It makes it easy for me. And something we just emphasized all week, just sticking to coverage, knowing how great Lamar is. One of the greatest playmakers ever, especially scrambling and finding guys open. So it's just an honor. God give me that opportunity.
Yeah, but Andrews is a Pro Bowler. The fact that you've been able to turn your hips and cover deep. He did it against San Francisco last year, too, against Kyle Juszczyk. But just being able to make that play and what it means for the defense when you get linebackers that can cover the second or third level.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I'm just learning and doing my best from the guys, the older guys, even Jeff Bosley, the guys who got a little quicker feet than me, who had success there. I'm just doing my best to learn from them, and it's about time. I got some success in that area.
I was talking to some of the guys this week on the defensive side in Spags. He said, all right, they're so good on offense. If you could just get some steals or some stops, you stopped them 4 times, 3 on 4th down, and you got 2 steals. What did it mean to get those out of 10 possessions?
That's probably the greatest scoring offense or one of the top in the NFL. So as many turnovers as we can get is huge, and obviously it gives a great boost to the offense. They were giving us some energy too. I thought we did a great job of playing back and forth, special teams making plays. Guys back there. So it was all around just a fun, great time.
What does it mean to stack 3 games together? Because now you nailed, you stuffed the Eagles. Giants were 1 of 10 on 3rd down. You hold these guys to 3 of 10 on 3rd down and 1 of 4 on 4th down. What does that mean to stack them up?
It's big, but as we always talk about, it's not about what we did, this last game. It's about what we do next. I know all of the guys are, committed. We're not just patting ourselves on the back. We're learning from the good and the bad, but it definitely feels good to be able to get the ball back to our offense.
And he's a Grantsburg Pirate, the pride of Grantsburg, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir. Come on.
All right, Leo Chanel, his interception changed the game.
Yeah, he's just so explosive. You just see it when you get the football in his hands, man. It just makes the defenses have to adjust, and when they adjust, it's like he gets so much attention on him. Other guys can make plays happen, and so just having him out there, not only for his physical ability, but just the morale of the room, I thought it was huge.
Hey, what's it say about his versatility that you hit him on that 4th and short, but also obviously going 37 yards downfield? Does that speak a little bit to the game development?
Yeah, I think you saw at the end of last year, he's not just like this fast receiver that can run down the field. He's gained weight, he's kept his speed, and he's showed that he can be a guy that can do everything. I think last year was so pivotal of him having to be in a bigger role, obviously with injuries and stuff like that. And I think he had the injury at the beginning of this year, but this was the role that we expected him to be in, and he showcased it today.
A lot of receivers today really spread the ball around. It felt like you were in the zone, I guess. What led to that? Feeling like good play for you?
I think guys they executed well, and the offensive line blocked extremely well. And when that happens, you can get the football out and let guys make plays. And we had a good job as far as scheme. I knew where to throw the ball on time. And other than a few plays, I think at the beginning of the game, I thought we did a great job executing the whole day.
We've seen some frustration a little bit at times this year, but Nick Holthus said a sense of joy the offensive group on the sideline today. Is that a fair way to characterize it?
Yeah, obviously when you have success, it's just we've been working extremely hard and we want to have success, and we've been just making little mistakes here and there, and that causes frustration. But at the same time, we've been learning from them, and we'll learn from this game. I think early in the game, you saw the one to Juju that got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and then the other field goal that we had. There's stuff that you can learn from every game, win or loss, and I think I've been proud of the guys and how they've responded and wanted to be even better every single week.
Briefly mentioned the offensive line, but what did you think just overall today that they had?
Yeah, they did a great job, run and pass. When they play like that, it makes my job a lot easier. And so they're starting to gel, man. They're starting to gel and build that chemistry that every offensive line has to do. And those young guys are getting more and more experience, and they've played against some great defensive lines. And so they'll continue to get better and better as the year goes on. But they had a great day today, and let's build on it.
Is there your comfort within the pocket is based not only on the day that you're seeing from the offensive line, but maybe seeing the improvement in the weeks prior?
Yeah, I think the weeks prior has been something that's been important to me, is seeing that I can sit in these pockets and make these throws and get to my 3rd progression, 4th progression, and stuff like that. Even the play to Juju, that gets tipped. that's 3rd progression, and you see the pockets, it's clean, and having that confidence in them, it's pushing me to be better, and I thought we did that today, and let's continue to do it.
What would you like to have Chris Jones back in the locker room after those 24 hours?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously we were praying for Chris, and we love him, we're just happy to have him here, and so that we can be his brothers and support him. And I think it made guys step up and want to play even harder for him, because for him to want to be back here with us and at times that he's in right now, it speaks to the brotherhood that we have in the locker room.
Patrick, can you just take us through the touchdown pass to Hollywood and how that kind of played off of what you set up?
Yeah, no, we wanted to go for it. We wanted to kind of put that final ending on the game, and we were talking in the huddle, and I could see that like 14 Hamilton was going to be on that side, so I wanted Juju to kind of give me a little kind of a pick. We knew there was going to be probably a cover zero type look, and so he was the last read, but I told Hollywood in the huddle, I was just like, man, if it's cover zero, man, you got to win. You got to win across the field, and he did that. He beat a good corner and won, and was able to get a touchdown.
Curious for your perspective on two throws, the deep to Worthy down the right side
Mm-hmm.
and the floater to Travis.
Yeah, the deep one on the sideline, it was just Worthy beating his guy. It was man coverage. He won, and then giving him the throw down the field and letting him go up there and make a play. I think people, like I was talking, they think he's just speed, but he's the guy who can do it all, man. He can go catch those footballs over the top, and he can be physical and use his body as well. And so good to get him going early in the game and kind of have that threat for the rest of the game. I missed him like right after that. I think he was a little tired, but he could just. I'm not playing a few games, but you showcase that in the deep stop route he runs. He has a wide variety of routes he can run, and then the one to Trav was cover zero. We knew it was cover zero, and then it's about your guy just winning a one-on-one. And I'm gonna give my guys chances down the field, and Trav's shown for years that he can win those matchups.
The Leo pick and then the fumble. I mean, you guys really punished them for that. You hadn't gotten turned over the first 2 weeks. How big was that to get those and then also punish Baltimore?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's a great offense. Like, that's a great football team. That's a great offense with two guys that are the top of the league, type guys at quarterback and running back, and then with tight ends and the way our defense played today. I mean, I know they got the late touchdown, but they played lockdown defense, and they put pressure on the quarterback. They got interceptions, they got turnovers, and that sparked us offensively, giving us those short fields. We have to execute and score off those, and it was a good team football game. It wasn't just offense, it wasn't just defense or special teams. It was everybody came together, and that's what we need the rest of the year.
So when you're during the week, feel like this was coming this week, and especially like during the week, you think about those fourth and shorts that you can go for, really confident in those kind of plays that you guys.
Yeah, when you're playing one of the better teams in the NFL, you know you're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive. And I know their record doesn't show, but everybody knows that's the Baltimore Ravens, and they've had so much success these last few years. And so we had a good game plan going in, and we knew we had to raise our game. And I think we finished the game the right way, but it was a close game throughout until the very end there. And I thought we executed at a high level in crucial situations, and that's what changes the tide of the game.
We'll go last to Nate and Bahe. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, I wonder if it's partly because Xavier's back, or to your point earlier about the offensive line. How much did you feel like you had just better answers for the blitz today compared to the first 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think obviously the offensive line, that we just have better communication. We have better stuff that we talked about through previous games. And then with Xavier being back, it's just that threat of being able to win over the top. It's scary for defenses when they're going to bring pressure, knowing that you can get it to that guy short or deep, and then he can make plays happen. And so we had good answers. There's a couple here and there that I think I could have been better on as far as some of my answers. But overall, I thought we had a good game plan and we executed it well.
Patrick, just one other thing about Xavier. What's it take for that end around to function the way it did? It's not just his speed on that either. Is it the 35-yard run?
Oh, yeah, no. I was thinking about how fast Josh was running on that one, too. Like, the left tackle was rolling, too. So, it's just execution. You know, we got into a big set, extra lineman on the field. We had running the ball well, so then so we were running the ball well. And as we were running the ball well, they got downhill, and we give the ball to Xavier, and you get the offensive line going in front of them. And I'm glad they got to be glad his arms got banged up, because I think he might have had a chance to take it all the way there, but he played it smart and got out of bounds after the run.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Come on, dude.
He's back. How good is it to have Xavier Worthy back? 7 touches, 121 yards. I was just hearing during the week, he's a little more in the game plan, What about your impact and having an impact early in this game?
Man, whatever I can do for this team, man, I'm going to do it. I mean, just when I got hurt the beginning of the first game, it kind of hurt me. I feel like I just let the guys down. That's just the player I am. So whenever I got back out there, I just vowed to myself that I'm going to go out there and make plays.
But in this game, it was just not only catching passes, but also the runs. How big is it to get the flip pass, end around, jet sweep in this offense?
Man, I feel like Coach Reed is so creative, and I feel like just when we have all our guys out there, he could do that. He could scheme up and do the things that he's good at. I mean, we showed it today.
And the route running. We talked about it on the air. How much have you improved in your route running, and how much pride do you take in it?
Man, I feel like I was always a good route runner, but I feel like it was just a lot of stuff to get used to and figure out. And I feel like the offseason, I took the time to develop that trait and figured a lot of things out, and I feel like I showcased it today.
When Hollywood came back last year, he wasn't 100%. We're thinking, finally, we got Hollywood and Worthy together out there. Then you got Taekwon, you got Brashard, we got a 4x1, and Rashi's coming. What about winning the 4x1 at the track meet?
Hey, man, I'm telling people, man, at the beginning of the year, I said at the beginning of the year, I think it was the Cardinals game, I said, what do you expect for this offense? And I said, fireworks. So when we get Rasheed back, it's going to be that.
And what do you do now as an offense to stack it up and get ready for Monday Night Football?
You don't get complacent. You move on. You live this day out. You celebrate it tonight, and a new day tomorrow. It's the next opponent.
He's back, and man, was he all over this stat sheet. Xavier Worthy.
It was a lot. Overcome with emotions. But it felt fun to be back on the field with my brothers. Enjoy the win, the atmosphere, feeling the energy here.
Chris, is there anything you'd like to share about your game?
No.
So did you leave for Mississippi yesterday and came back this morning? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, left yesterday, came back after the funeral today.
Were you confident you'd be back in time?
Yeah, we had it planned out. We had a strategic plan to get me here in time enough for the game.
Chris, how hard is it emotionally just to come from that and show up and play, and do you have to look inside yourself a little extra somehow?
I mean, it's tough. Anytime you lose a loved one or someone you love and cherish and care about, it's emotional. Emotions are everywhere. It's tough. But, being around good energy, good people, it makes you feel good.
How did you feel running out? Could you feel the love in the crowd when you came out?
I always feel the love in Arrowhead. It's always a lot of energy, a lot of love and excitement.
Chris, how about the job you guys did today against this Ravens team that has scored a bunch of points this year? What was it like out there, especially in the trenches?
It was a step forward for us. Unfortunately, at the end of the game, we gave up a huge run. I think before that, they was under 2.3 a carry. After that, kind of surpassed that. So that's a knot. We got to learn how to close games, whether it's the ones, twos, or the guys that normally don't get those high volume of reps. We got to close games. But I think we took a step forward as a team, offense-wise, defense-wise, and special teams. So, for me, it's a step towards progression.
So a couple times it looked like when Lamar was trying to maybe make a check, you kind of get up a little closer, listening, talking. What's that like when you're, is it kind of mind games or what's going on there?
Well, they make checks throughout the game, and certain checks that you can hear on the TV copy. And if we're familiar with the checks, we can kind of know what they're running. Or we may hear the checks later on in the game, and they'll present the same play, so give you an edge.
How supportive was the locker room this weekend?
It's a lot of love. Those are my brothers. I love being around them. I kind of spend 80% of my time with them. We have a long season, usually in there on Mondays through Friday most of the time. So we spend a lot of time together. So it was very supportive through this whole process. Not really. Early on in the game, you kind of wear heavy on your shoulders. But, football is my escape, where I can escape from the reality of what's really going on and just have fun and be like a kid in the backyard playing football again.
Maybe that answers this question, but why was it important for you to play today because of that?
Yeah, same thing. Being able to feel the fun, feel the love, the energy in Arrowhead Stadium, my brothers, the fans. So, I wanted to get away from the sentimental part of it and just have fun.
Last two, Pete.
You mentioned your teammates. I guess how supportive was your family this experience? Checking you.
They were very supportive, and they was very understanding to the scheduling of things, to schedule the funeral to where I can still make the game and still be supportive on the family aspect of it. So I'm super appreciative for them for understanding.
Just how big was Leo's interception, and did you know he could catch it one hand?
Oh, that was sick. Leo, he's a special individual. We asked Leo to do a lot for us. Sometimes you may see him line up as a shade. You watch the Philadelphia Eagles game, he was lined up as a 0 over the center. So Leo's one of those guys who's very durable and special for the success of our defense. Today we asked him to go and cover one of the best tight ends in the league, and obviously they ended in the pick. So Leo, he's a special kid, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
The Chiefs win 37-20 over the Baltimore Ravens in a showdown game. We said a game that feels like a playoff game in September. Offensively, 4 touchdown passes by Mahomes, but all 4 were different. But all 4, Matt, were in the red zone. That's 4 of 6 in the red zone with 4 touchdowns. What does that mean?
Well, and tight window throws as well. Mahomes was on fire today. He completes 25 of 37 passes for 270 yards and those 4 touchdowns. And he spread the football all over the place. So Juju had a touchdown catch. Tyquan Thornton had a touchdown catch. Hollywood Brown with a great touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. And how about Xavier Worthy in this game? You think he changes things a little bit for the Chiefs offense? Xavier led the Chiefs in rushing and receiving today. He had 121 yards from scrimmage on only 7 touches. Just an awesome return from him. Can't wait to see what the future brings.
And ran the ball enough. The runs were, the Ravens are beaten up on defense. People can talk about them beaten up, not on offense. Not on offense. They missed Patrick Ricard, and then they lost Stanley during the game. Now, they're beaten up on defense, but there were enough runs and fruitful runs, but also the jet sweeps, the flip passes. We talked about the end around and what that means, or getting the ball isolated in short yardage to a Brashard Smith in the flat. Those are all, in essence, runs that become potentially explosive plays.
Sure, and in a lot of ways, we saw the offense we thought we were going to have at the very beginning of the season. And, hey, everyone, Rashee Rice is coming back and joining this team in just a couple weeks. Can't wait to see how he adds to this group as well. But, you know, everyone's going to talk about how this Ravens defense was beat up. The Chiefs still have to go out there and score on them. And they kept pressure on the Ravens offense by scoring just about every drive. The Chiefs scored on 7 of their first 8 drives in this game. The only time they didn't score was a missed field goal. So they kept the pressure on the Ravens offense. They couldn't rely on their running game nearly as much like they like to. And for the Chiefs offense in this game, help the defense as well.
Let's do not leave out a 48-yard kickoff return by Nico Remigio. We're talking about all 3 phases here. The only blemish was the missed 55-yard field goal. But covering kicks, including Rasheen Ali, whose sister works for us. We see Bree all the time. It's like, hey, your brother. But the point is, the 48-yard kickoff return's noteworthy, but overall, a pretty good day for special teams.
So Nico's kick return, that began the second half, right? So that was a big drive for the Chiefs because the Ravens got a little bit of momentum going at the end of the first half. The Chiefs missed a field goal. Baltimore kicks a field goal. We're only up 10 going into halftime when it felt like we should have been up more. Well, for the Chiefs in this game to come right out of the gate with Nico's big kick return and for the Chiefs to finish it with a touchdown to say, no, we're finishing this game. We're not letting Baltimore get back into it. That was a big deal and a statement drive from the offense.
It's not only what happens in the division. The Chargers lose to the Giants. So they're 3-1. The Chiefs are 2-2 if you're keeping track at home. And then the Raiders lose on a blocked field goal by the Bears. And then the Broncos play tomorrow night. But all of a sudden, Matt, how different does the world look than it did a week and a half ago?
We were trying to tell everybody, just hold on, okay? It's a long season. We know what this team can achieve when opportunities are laid out in front of them. And yeah, it's a new season now, in my opinion, because if the Chargers win today and the Chiefs lose, you're 3 games back in the division after week 4. That's difficult. But now only a game back and a lot of season left to play. And this isn't only a win. This is a statement win for the Chiefs. To beat the Baltimore Ravens, a team that we still fully expect to be there at the end of the season, to beat them like this when you need it and they needed it too, that's a big deal.
And finally, it's a long week this week. The Chiefs finally get an extra day because they go play on the road against the Jags on Monday Night Football. I just think that helps perpetuate the confidence on this team. And the Jags are playing good ball, so that it'll take a good game to beat them. But you get an extra day. I think that'll help this team.
Yeah, and like you said, the Jags are playing good ball. They're 3-1 right now. But I'm going to enjoy this one tonight. This has been a great day to be a Chiefs fan, like you said, with the Chargers losing, the Raiders losing. The Royals even won today, and they're going to finish the year above 500. It's a good day to be a Kansas City sports fan.
Yep, attack all fronts. Capture all three phases. The Chiefs did that today with a convincing statement win, 37-20 over the Baltimore Ravens. And 2-2, if you look at it in analytics, is way different than 1-3.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.